Thank you, Senator, for your remarks this morning and for your very much appreciated work in obtaining that formal federal recognition of our National Day of Courage. Okay, we are going to switch gears and welcome our friends from the United States Postal Service who are here to dedicate a new stamp that honors Ms. Parks. To lead this portion of the program, we have a special guest, Carolyn House Stewart, the International President of the Kappa Alpha Sorority. Kappa Alpha was founded on the campus of Howard University in Washington, D.C. in 1908. It's the oldest Greek letter organization established by African-American college-trained women. The sorority's members and honorary members include Ms. Parks, Coretta Scott King, and Maya Angelou, just to name a few. Ms. Stewart is the first president to serve a full term in the sorority's second century and the first lawyer to head the organization. Under her leadership, the sorority's members have logged hundreds of thousands of volunteer hours in communities across the globe. We are so happy that she's here to join us today. Please join me in welcoming Carolyn House Stewart to the stage.
Good morning to all. Thank you so much, Patricia, for the kind introduction and the Postal Service for allowing Kappa Alpha to be a part of this memorable occasion. The Postal Service is proud to join the National Day of Courage to dedicate the new stamp featuring the mother of courage, the mother of the civil rights movement, Rosa Parks. We began this morning with a special video presentation from the White House. The video, please.
Hello, everyone. On behalf of President Obama, greetings from the White House and happy African American History Month. 100 years ago, Rosa Louise Macaulay Parks was born. Little did she know that her life would inspire so many people around the world. Her refusal to give up her seat on a bus inspired a civil rights movement across the country. Quote, "When I made that decision," she later said, "I knew that I had the strength of my ancestors with me." Rosa Parks also challenged the conscience of an entire nation. The Montgomery bus boycott that followed is now known as a landmark in American history. That moment sparked the civil rights movement that continued on with the March on Washington and that eventually led to the Civil Rights Act. We stand on the shoulders of Rosa Parks and so many other leaders and foot soldiers who struggle to make our country's founding principles of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness accessible for everyone. Their actions have profoundly affected not only African Americans, but everyone who cares about equality. The story of Rosa Parks continues to inspire many of us here at the White House and across the administration as we work daily to try to bring more fairness and equality to our fellow citizens around the country. After all, it is Rosa Parks and those like her that paved the way for the election and re-election of the first African American president. So today we celebrate the 100th birthday of an icon whose story continues to teach everyone of all races, religions, and ages the value of courage in the face of injustice. Rosa Parks once said, "I would like to be known as a person who is concerned about freedom and equality and justice and prosperity for all people." Today, with the unveiling of the Rosa Parks stamp, we honor her wish and celebrate her memory. And if we remember Rosa Parks in our own action every day, her legacy truly will live on forever. Hello, everyone. On behalf of President...
Let us again thank the White House and Ms. Jarrett. And now, for the raison d'etre, the reason we're here. We're pleased to welcome the Deputy Postmaster General of the United States, Mr. Ronald Stroman. Mr. Stroman works closely with our leaders in Washington to strengthen the Postal Service and to make sure it continues to serve the American people. Before joining the organization 2 years ago, Mr. Stroman served as counsel to the Judiciary Committee of the United States House of Representatives. He has also held other positions on Capitol Hill, as well as the U.S. Department of Transportation and the Government Accountability Office. We're so happy that he's joined us today, so please let's again welcome Deputy Postmaster General Ronald Stroman.
Well, good morning. Can we give a round of applause to the Henry Ford? I mean, this is just a fabulous venue. I want to thank them for rolling out the red carpet for this historic event. You know, we at the Postal Service share a common destiny, if you will, with the Henry Ford. We are both our mission is to bind the country together. And I think we try to do that in part by our postal products and stamps. The Henry Ford obviously does it by the wonderful artifacts that you see displayed in this museum. The other thing that is so vitally important are the young people here today. And that's part of the reason that we do this, is to remind young people of our history, a collective history that binds the nation together. And I am so thrilled and so pleased that people had an opportunity to come out and hear just stalwarts of the civil rights movement like Congressman John Conyers and Julian Bond. I mean, this does not happen that often, and I just thank all of the young people for coming out today. I had the privilege of knowing Ms. Parks very briefly, working as a young lawyer for then chairman of the Criminal Justice Subcommittee on the House Judiciary Committee, John Conyers. Congressman Conyers was a wonderful mentor, and I had the privilege of working with him, learning from him, and I attribute all of the success, to the extent that I've had any, from him, because he was just a guiding spirit and continues to guide me in my endeavors even today. I remember Ms. Parks as a very quiet spirit. And looking at ways to describe her, Martin Luther King said, shortly after she was arrested at Holt Street Baptist Church, "No one can doubt the boundless outreach of her integrity. Nobody can doubt the height of her character, and no one can doubt the depth of her Christian commitment." And it was really that spirit that Ms. Parks displayed every single time I had a chance to talk with her. And the Postal Service is proud to honor Ms. Parks with this new stamp. It's the second of 3 stamps we are introducing this year to honor milestones in the American Civil Rights Movement. Last month, we issued a stamp that salutes the 150th anniversary of the Emancipation Proclamation. And later this year, we'll offer a stamp that celebrates the 50th anniversary of the March on Washington. Together, all of these stamps tell a story of struggle that has spanned generations. It's a story of our collective journey toward freedom and equality, told through the eyes of men and women who exhibited uncommon courage. That's the wonderful thing about stamps. They're more than postage. They're America's calling card. Stamps celebrate our culture, remind us of our history, and help us appreciate our heritage. The stamp you will see shortly features a portrait of Ms. Parks, reflecting both a sense of her humility and a spirit of her quiet determination. Our artist, Thomas Blackshear, based an image on a 1950s photograph of Ms. Parks. And sitting at a table this morning as we were eating breakfast, one of the women I was talking with said, "You know, I had a chance to look at the stamp, and if you look in her eyes, it is that sense of determination that shines through in the stamp." And that's really what our artist, Thomas Blackshear, tried to capture. As Senator Levin correctly pointed out, this is a forever stamp. And it will be around for forever, and you can use it forever. They are certainly available for purchase right down this corridor, and I urge you to go down and just take a look at the offerings that we have. But let it serve as a small but powerful tribute to this small but powerful woman. And let it be a symbol of her uncommon courage. And let it remind us never to forget the indignities of days gone by, and never to stop fighting, as Julian Bond said, for the aspirations of generations yet unborn. And now, I would like to ask Senator Levin, Congressman Conyers, Gary Peters, Ms. Steele, and Ms. Meridian, and Ms. Stewart to join me on the stage for the dedication of the Rosa Parks stamp.
Doesn't the stamp look wonderful? Yes. Let's again thank Mr. Stroman and our honored guests. Some of them have to leave. The Honorable Carl Levin, United States Senator, Michigan, Mr. John Conyers, United States Representative, 14th District, Mr. Gary Peterson, the Honorable House of Representatives, 9th District, Mr. Julian Bond, former chairman of the NAACP, Miss Elaine Steele, the co-founder of the Rosa and Raymond Parks Institute for Self-Development, Ms. Patricia Moran, president of the Henry Ford Museum, and there are also members of Ms. Parks' family here today. We ask them to stand at this time so that we can recognize them.